Hey guys, War Machine here again. I just want to bring you a new video. I haven't done one in a while. Not that there's a whole lot of people that watch these because I'm not well known or anything, but I just wanted to make a video because, you know, it's been a few weeks now, or even actually almost a month now that that Hardline's been out, and you know, I see that there's not that many people playing it anymore. I see a lot of people gravitating back towards Battlefield 4. And you know, I've been trying to stick with Hardline because I think it's fun, but at the same time, you know, I'm kind of getting a little tired of it at the same time, and I've gone back to Battlefield 4 now as well. So the big question is Battlefield Hardline still good, and is it gonna last? Well, it just depends, in my opinion. There's a lot of things that are missing and or can be changed about the game that can make it improve and make it last. One thing I will say, and I noticed this last night as I was recording this footage, I played some Battlefield 4 after I played some Hardline because I just felt like, I want to play Battlefield because I haven't played it in a while. So I went to Battlefield 4 and I was playing some Conquest Large on Siege of Shanghai, and I noticed that the graphics quality seems to be significantly better on Battlefield 4 than it is on Battlefield Hardline. And what I mean when I say that is that it seems like Hardline is just a little bit more arcadey or cartoony, so it's just a little bit different. And I was just running around Siege of Shanghai after the building had collapsed, and you can see all the debris flying in the air and things like that, and it just seemed so much more, I don't know, real, I guess. You know, it was just kind of, it felt like I was immersed more in the game as opposed to where I'm playing like here on Battlefield Hardline. You know, there's the graphics on this game are great and everything, and it looks amazing, but it just seemed like Battlefield 4 was just that much better. But back to some of the other stuff about Hardline that's seemingly gonna either make it last or not. And depending on what kind of game mode you like to play on this game, whether it be Conquest or Blood Money or any of the other game modes out there, it seems like now that some of the maps are a little lackluster, like maybe we need more of them already. And you know, it seems to get just a little bit repetitive. And I know they're going to do a couple patches to up the ticket counts on the spring patches coming up soon. But that's the one thing I was going to mention, is that the rounds seem to go quite fast, especially like on Bank Job. Bank Job, I've had rounds where that match is over in 5 minutes or less. Now granted, that's just because everybody's playing the objective, and kudos to them for playing the objective, because that's seemingly what this game is all about, is play the objective. But I think that the ticket counts need to be a little bit larger just so that the gameplay can go for a little bit longer, you know, because it seems like the game just doesn't have enough, you know. But I think some maps last a little bit longer, like this map, Dust Bowl, seems to last a little bit longer typically than some of the other maps, you know, like Everglades. That one typically goes pretty quick for me, but I've also had it last a little bit longer as well. But it just, I don't know. I'd like to get your guys' feedback on it. You know, maybe give me some comments down below. Tell me what you think. Have you stuck with Battlefield Hardline, or have you gone back to Battlefield 4 because you missed it and noticed some of the things that I've noticed? But yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me because the game's great. I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. I love playing it. I still play it all the time. You know, I'm trying to unlock assignments and, you know, rank up. But here's another thing I want to talk about: the guns. You know, you can unlock just about every gun shortly after you start playing the game, and if you play it not seriously, or if you're, you know, a serious player. But I mean, even just a casual player can unlock just about every gun that's in the game pretty rapidly. I mean, if you're diligent in some of the assignments, I mean, it might take you a little while and a little bit of a grind to get some of the guns that are on the Syndicate assignments, which it's a whole other story in itself on the Syndicate assignments. But you can unlock most of the good guns, top tier guns, quite rapidly, and then you're right up to par with just about everybody else. There's no real challenge to unlock, like, you know, one of the great guns in the game that make it a little bit more difficult or give you that much of an advantage on the game, you know, like some of the other games, you know, like in Battlefield 4, if you wanted to snipe, you know, the top tier
sniper rifle, in my opinion, was the SRR-61. Now, a lot of people like the other ones, like the Gall Magnum and some of the other ones, but I mean, it took a little while to do the grind and unlock the gun. You know, it wasn't like here where, you know, after probably a few hours, you can unlock whatever gun that you want. I mean, the money system's cool and all, and I enjoy it, because you can buy everything. And another thing is, you only need 100 kills. It's about 100 kills to unlock every attachment for the gun that you have. So, I mean, I guess maybe Visceral was thinking that this would level the playing field, that, you know, no one would have a significant advantage over anyone else by having certain unlocks for certain guns, but I don't know, I just think there's a few things missing from this game that are gonna make it a great game. You know, Battlefield, yeah, for the first 6 months it was broke, virtually unplayable, and you know, it lost a lot of the community's support when that happened, but you know, since then they've fixed it a lot, and I think it's an amazing game now. I mean, I'm a premium member, so I have all the maps, and there's only a few maps that I can say that I don't really enjoy playing, just because sometimes they become, you know, somewhat of a clusterfuck, and it just gets frustrating sometimes because you die about every 30 seconds, and it's not because you're not a good player, it's just there's just so much going on that you can't really adapt sometimes. And everybody knows that some days you're just playing better than others, and you know, some days your aim is on point and you're just a beast, and there's other days where you're just terrible. I mean, it's happened to me plenty of times. But I mean, I'm no pro player or anything, but I have improved quite a bit, you know, over the past year. And I don't know if you've seen one of my previous videos, the How to Be a Better Battlefielder. You know, just some amateur tips, because I won't call myself a pro. But I mean, just little things that I've learned to get better. You know, just I don't know, and then you know, back to Battlefield. Battlefield has a whole different feel, and I know you're gonna say, oh well, it's because it's a military. This is cops and robbers. Well, what I'm talking about is the guns. The guns have a totally different feel, and I actually like the gun balance and the way the guns feel in Battlefield more than I like the guns in Hardline. You know, I don't know, maybe it's just me. They just feel a little bit more authentic, so it's not as cartoony and arcadey, and it doesn't feel like almost like Call of Duty. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with Call of Duty, but I mean, if you want to play Call of Duty, you go play Call of Duty. You know, if you want to play Battlefield, you want that Battlefield type of experience. And at some points in this game, it almost feels like you're playing a upgraded version of Call of Duty. Now, once again, I'm really not trying to talk trash on this game because I really like it. I like it a lot, and I know you guys probably do too. So, I mean, don't take this as a hardline bashing, because I truly do like the game. It's just, as I've gravitated back to Battlefield 4, I've noticed some of these things, and I'm just kind of trying to point them out as I'm doing what I'm doing. So, hopefully you guys can kind of understand what I'm talking about and kind of sympathize a little bit if you've gone back to Battlefield 4 at all since you started playing Hardline. And if you haven't, try it and maybe you'll see what I'm talking about. Not to say that one game is better than the other, but you know, it's just some things that I've noticed that have made me want to make this video for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and maybe think about some of the things I said. Like I said before, leave me some comments, because I'm really interested in getting some feedback from anybody who watches this video. Even if you don't like my video, even if you don't subscribe to me, you know, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think, because I'm trying to get opinions from the community itself to see what it is that you guys think about this game compared to other Battlefield games. Even compared to Battlefield 3 or Bad Company 2 or whatever game that you want to compare it to. You know, I'm more than happy to listen to anything you guys got to say, because I'm trying to get a feel for what's really going on with this game, and maybe some of the directions that the game is going to go to. You know, and you know, hopefully in the near future the patch comes out and it makes it a little bit more fun, because I know everybody's tired of the one-frame deaths. And you know, the netcode being as bad as it is. You know, Battlefield was terrible. Battlefield 4 was terrible for a while, but they did a lot of work with the netcode and doing the projects with CTE and stuff like that, and improved the game dramatically to make it the game that it is today. And I really hope that it doesn't take that long with this game as long as it did with Battlefield 4, because I think they're going to lose a lot of the community with this game as opposed to with Battlefield 4. I mean, but Visceral has been pretty transparent. You know, if you listen to some of the other big YouTubers, they talk about how they've talked to developers and they've seen things and heard things, and you know, they're working on this and they're working on that, you know, and I know they gave out some patch notes and stuff like that, but I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, because you know, I really like this game, but I feel like there's something's missing from it, and you know, if something doesn't happen, that the game's just not going to last. But you know, I really hope they do something to improve the game and make it a little bit more fun to play, a little bit more diversity in the maps, and you know, maybe some more weapons balance, maybe some more weapons, some more gadgets, something. I'm not sure. It's just some kind of in a weird state of thought about it. But anyway, yeah. So you know, a couple other things though. You know, I'm just confused here. I'm at a loss for words. I'm trying to figure out what it is exactly that Visceral was thinking when they decided to make this game. You know, what they're essentially their whole thought process was, and where they wanted to go with the game. Because you know, the beta had an enormous amount of people play it, and then at launch it was great. But it seems like now that it's been only a short time since the game is launched, there's just not that many people playing it. I think I looked it up, and it's only between 70 to 75,000 people playing it at any given time, and it's just, I mean, there's more on console, granted, than there is in PC, but I mean, you got just as many people playing Battlefield 4 as you got playing Battlefield Hardline now. And that's not typical when a brand new game comes out, and it's only been out for the amount of time that this game's been out. And that's why I say, you know, some of the maps are getting a little, you know, overwhelmingly boring, because you played them so many times, and it's just not appealing anymore. And I think that's part of the reason why I've started gravitating back towards Battlefield 4, because there's so much more diversity to play with, and you can just enjoy it that much more. Because I mean, after I switched over to Battlefield 4 last night, I was having a great time. You know, I was playing some Conquest Large on Dragon's Teeth DLC, and it was just great. I was having a great time. I was doing really well. It was fun. The graphics, like I said, compared to this one, just seemed like they were just that much more better, if that's even a way to say it. Probably not. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, and have a good one, guys. This is War Machine. Take care.